1544 and 1545. Representative Tupola.
No vote. Thank
No
you.
vote. So ordered. Thank you. Representative McDermott.
Mr. Speaker, a no vote and
So ordered.
brief comments.
Please proceed.
This is sanctuary state light, if you will. Well, if you go to the committee report, it says clarifying that the enforcement of federal immigration laws is a function that is reserved to the federal government. I mean, that's self-explanatory. Clarifying that the costs associated with the federal immigration laws should not be borne by the local law enforcement. Basically, what they're trying to say is, without saying it, is don't honor these detainers. When I was in committee, I asked, does this bill apply to, they said it applies to all immigrants. I said, does it apply to illegal immigrants? And the response I got, it applies to all immigrants. There is a difference between people who come here legally and people who don't come here legally. You're violating the law. We sit here all day and make laws. We don't have the option of what laws we want to choose and follow and what laws we don't. We've seen an evolution in language from the left. It used to be illegal immigrant. Then it's undocumented worker. Now they're just immigrants. My wife's an immigrant. She's not a U.S. citizen. She wasn't born in the United States, but she came here legally and is going through the process. Why should some people have to do it legally and others not? And I cannot understand why attorneys, officers of the court, would purposely support or engage in a behavior that says, well, those laws really wink and a nod. They're not real laws. We don't care about those laws. These are the important laws, right? Imagine if I was allowed to do that. There are certainly laws that I don't like, but I have to follow the law. And if I put a resolution forward that said, we shouldn't follow this law or that law, it would never be heard, but aside from that, it would be laughed out of committee. Because we are a nation of laws. There is a difference between following the rules, coming here legally, going through the process. If you don't like those rules, talk to your congressional delegation and have them change them. In 2008, they controlled both the Senate and the House and the presidency. They didn't do it, so it wasn't important. But the bastardization of the language is a problem because there are differences between legal immigrants who come here legally through the process and illegals who cross the borders and come here illegally. A country has to have borders. A country has to have security. And that is what this is, a sanctuary state light. It's not very egregious, but the intent is there, and I am very discouraged by it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Further discussion on the resolution, Representative Ward.
Speaker, in opposition.
Opposition, please proceed.
Speaker, this is about sanctuary cities, and it's about to make us one of those comparable, I guess, as a state. But I would bring to the members' attention that the Council of Revenues just hit us with $500 million shortfall on the taxes that we're going to hit. This potentially is another $500 million shortfall because we are so dependent upon federal funding. And when this bill gets publicity, when this resolution gets publicity, as a poke in the eye of the Trump administration, we are already hurting because we don't have a Senator Noy. We don't have a President Barack Obama who, with a lot of the funding, has always been able to mark it up just on the basis of who they were. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a jeopardization of our fiscal state. We think it's going to be for immigrants, but I think it's going to be turning against us. As some of my colleagues remind me of a certain age, colleagues, let's stay woke. This is not a good policy for the future of this state. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any further